Urban Forest Voices. Come on into the city forest with secret city arts. I'm Pin Stockman, storyteller and story maker.
And I'm Mandy Ross, writer, poet and counsellor. Together we're exploring the whispers and connections between trees and humans in our cities. Welcome to this, our first Urban Forest Voices podcast. I'd like to start with Rumi, a poet who was writing in Persian about 700 years ago. Rumi wrote, "Be like a tree, let the leaves fall." That's my theme for today as we approach the darkness of late autumn and winter unfolding in the city. Be like a tree, let the leaves fall. I think Rumi is saying to stay with what is happening here, now, in the present moment, letting go of what has passed. I'm going to read a poem I wrote about the whole year, season by season, written in the voice of the trees, a collective voice, we trees, as if they are putting on a series of shows together. And they are. Each season fresh, the trees, by Mandy Ross. Through dark and light, sun and rain, we trees dress afresh each season's opening. Spring premiere, tiny detail, catkins, bud burst, yellow, pink, green tips unfolding. In our clefts, eggs nestling. Summer matinee sweeps and bows, new sun-fed green, 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 fresh taffeta rustling, fledglings daring. For autumn's evening show we glow full red golden, mustering harvest ripe, crisp and tumbling, falling, flying. But as winter comes, we undress in the sky's cold embrace, droplet jewelled, limbs reaching, shy nests showing, naked to the wind sighing. And every season you walk below so clothed. Why not dress afresh? Slip out, emerging, let your skin know each season's fresh beginning. We're aware the seasons have been feeling a bit all over the place this year and the last few years as our climate is changing. But the light and dark is changing constantly, and at this time of year the darkness is growing and that feels steady. We've had the autumn colours and the fruits and Halloween, and now the leaves are falling and the darkness is building steadily. It makes me feel we're lucky if we have somewhere warm and snug to shelter, to look inwards, stay home, stay indoors. It feels like a human form of hibernation that perhaps we grew more familiar with during lockdown. But while we stay indoors, meanwhile, the trees remain outdoors. They stand in place, enduring whatever the weather, light and darkness. I'm enjoying their steadiness, their stoic acceptance of dark and wet and cold. So as the darkness gathers, I invite you to notice one tree near you as autumn unfolds and winter approaches. The tree you've chosen, I invite you to notice how it stands, how it moves, sways, what changes, what remains the same. Who visits it? Birds, bugs, squirrels, humans? Or are they hunkering down too? How is it affected by the city around it? Scientists are finding out how trees communicate with each other in ways we're only just beginning to discover via their roots and chemical scents and warnings. What might that mean in the city? What might our trees be communicating to each other? We humans are full of words to communicate and body language. Can you imagine the silent, wordless communication of the tree you've chosen? As the autumn turns into winter, as the skies grow dark and the nights grow long over the city, what might your tree be saying? And can you imagine being that tree, silent and wordless, all your life in one place in the city? I invite you to write it, or draw it, or dance it, or all of those. And maybe you'd like to invite a friend or a neighbour to choose a tree too and share what you notice. Back to Rumi, be like a tree.
I'd like to begin the final section of our podcast with an invitation to an imagination journey. It lasts under 10 minutes. To get the most out of it, I suggest you sit or lie somewhere quiet and comfortable, and that you use headphones or earphones if you have them, so you can hear the sonic and spatial composition that accompanies the words. Please pause the podcast and continue playing when you are comfortable and ready. It is winter, so wrap up warm and imagine a walk along city streets. Your footsteps fall soft on pavements, where, if you look close, a forest of moss blooms between the cracks. And you make your way under the shadows of bare-branched street trees, settle down for winter as you search out the evergreens. Do you know their names? Fir and holly and ivy and yew tree too. See traces of them in house names and pub names and street names. Ghost trees remembered. Are there any tree-named streets close to you? You pause and begin to list the ones that you know. But before long, the green man calls and beckoned you to cross the road to seek out the living evergreen trees that grow in gardens and graveyards and parks. Choose one of these places to visit and make your way there. Where'd you go? A garden? A graveyard? A park? Wherever it is, when you arrive, you see that the place is beautiful in all of its wintry wonder. And you find 2 yew trees, tamed and tapered and clipped. But still you stand there to gaze at them. Breathe in. And breathe out. And look up and see that one tree has bright red berries that glisten among the green of the thick feather of their leaves. Listen and hear the call of a bird. Linger in this place and take it all in. What colour is the sky glimpsed through the dense, deep, dark green? How does the ground feel underneath your feet? Breathe in. And breathe out. And look at the warm red orange of the flakes of bark on the tree and the patterns and pictures that it conjures for you. What do you see? Breathe in. And breathe out. And reach out, because there is a small twist of thread caught on a branch of the tree. Oh, what colour is it? It is spinning, inviting you to take hold of it. So you do. And it is soft to touch, and you hold it carefully between finger and thumb. You close your eyes and enjoy the sensation of its spinning. And when you open your eyes, you see that there's an opening at the heart of the yew tree and a rough root stairway that leads down. But you know, as long as you hold the thread, you will be safe and will be able to easily return. So you secure it to your coat and begin to climb down into the soft dark, where root systems and mycelium networks sing a soft, dark symphony that remembers the ancestor trees that grew in the ancient yew forests and groves, growing forever around themselves in constant regeneration. And you stand amongst your tree's ancestors, and the trees whisper their welcome to you, and you are given a moment to wander in this place, to catch a glimpse of their wonder. What do you see? How does it feel? What is the air like on your skin? Who or what do you find there? What message might they have for you? And before you leave, what promise might you make to yourself? Breathe in. Breathe out. Because now it is time to make your way back, and with a twist of the thread you climb up the root stairway and return to the day where the bird sings and the green man beckons you to cross the road and make your way home. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find information about Urban Forest Voices in the show notes.
Urban Forest Voices has been made possible thanks to funding from Arts Council England.